everything about me. I'm not ashamed of a single thing I've done. I know I never did anything morally bad, so if you've got it, leak it.
My address and number got leaked.
If you were originally a fan of Snunt, like I was, I have horrible news for you. I was right. This will be a short update video, as several more qualified people have made videos on Snunt, and I'll ensure to link every source I can in the description. I'd be doing an injustice by not using my platform to spread awareness regarding Snunt's behaviour. For those who go outside, Snunt is a popular Roblox YouTuber known for his e-dating Roblox content. You know, the site mostly played by literal children, if the most popular game being Brainrot Adjacent wasn't telling enough, and his occasional predator expose videos, but has lately been under fire for the most grotesque and vile behaviour I've seen in a hot minute. About 2 weeks ago, at the time of writing this script, I made a video on Snunt, who essentially lied on my name to the point of defending a literal groomer who stalked me since I was 15. Upon making this video, Snunt made one of his own, claiming he hated drama and continued to slander my name even further, causing me to make yet another video on him. When he found out about my video, he obviously threw a mini tantrum in the server about it. Following this, Snunt's empire built on lies and deceit only began to crumble, with me being the second domino. I say second because despite how I made my first video on Snunt's sickening behaviour, and every other video talking about their experience with him followed suit, Trickster was actually the first person to call him out. For those who are unaware, Trickster originally had beef with Snunt because he called out how eerily similar his server were to comm servers.
Extorting people, doxing people, swatting people. Not good stuff. Just how to tell if a server is a comm. Look at the roles. If you think some of them have to be censored for YouTube, it's probably a comm. Look at some of the members. They named themselves on Discord, "Kill me for my sins." If you see people with names like that, it's probably a comm. If the text channels have 4 letters or less, it's probably a comm. If there's channels segregated by gender where minors post pictures of their faces, it's probably a comm. Quick little side note, there's a really big YouTuber who I can't mention, but he's over 18, and in his server he has channels where people post photos of their faces, not people minors mostly. I feel like that's a little bit of a safety hazard. Again, it's not my place. I'm not the people posting the photos. They can make their own decisions. I just feel like it's a little unsafe for kids to be posting their faces anywhere online, let alone on Discord, like the best place to get groomed. I ended up reaching out to the guy, but after some conversation, he was like, in practice, this doesn't really happen, and it's more so just a tool for like the community to engage with each other. That's how you tell if it's comm.
To those employed, all you need to know is, comm servers are typically places where extortion and really bad things happen regarding women and younger individuals. This would be highly ironic later, and not just because Snunt has made videos denouncing this kind of activity before. Even though I disagree with how Trickster ended up handling the situation, I would like to remind everyone he is quite literally a young teenager and shouldn't be held anywhere near the same expectation as Snunt, someone who should know significantly better. This small snippet in a 31-minute video prompted Snunt to make 3 videos on Trickster, even one on his second channel he has now taken down, essentially dragging him. Ignoring how Snunt has a horrible habit of taking down videos upon any form of criticism, I believe we all owe Trickster an apology, as here is Snunt actively bullying a child because he dared to draw similarities to his Discord server.
I'ma just show this.
His profile picture and his name is like a park close to him.
And two, you mean out of every single community that you've exposed, my community is the only community to give you credible threats?
Yeah, it is, dude.
Now, Trickster is a very immature individual, but I never expected him to be the type of person to lie. But a lot of these YouTubers are lying to you guys. Remember Landon?
Okay, I was literally editing, but I just have to mention this. Trickster went and said that somebody went into his DMs and started threatening him, and their profile picture was allegedly a picture of a park that was near his house. And then Snunt has the audacity to say that he's lying. He's lying. That what is he lying about? How is he lying? How would you know he's lying? Like, it's just such a weird thing to claim that this guy's. What is he lying about? Like, imagine hearing that your community allegedly harassed a literal child, and the first thing that comes to mind is, we must be lying. He must be lying. How desperate are you to protect your image that you straight up just deny any accusation on your community? Snunt didn't even try to look into the situation. He just said, oh, you must be lying. You must be lying. I didn't think you would lie. Like, you can't be this desperate to protect your image. This is disgusting.
Did you guys know that Trickster is actually 24 years old and he cheated on his girlfriend? And
it was literally satire. You guys can't see through it. I'm a 19 to 20-year-old man making Roblox dating videos.
Again, I look around and I see my peers do the exact same thing. Johnny, Jackie, Joey, Professor, Calisity, Nitro Nuke. Out of all of these videos, there's only 3 e-girl videos, yet somehow
By this Roblox e-dating YouTuber called Snunt.
Oh, nice, Trickster. Thank you for going through my oldest videos to show that I'm an e-dating YouTuber. We can see that you purposefully click oldest. Oh my god, bro, you're weird. But yeah, of course, Trickster wants me to stop spreading awareness to and I wonder why. My heart's racing right now, Snunt. My heart's racing.
How can you sit there making a 10-minute video claiming you hate drama so much, but feel nothing but comfort and pride when bashing on a literal child? Snunt's harassment was so bad, it caused Trickster to receive a variety of threats. Imagine being so butthurt over a small segment in a video that you go that far to bash a minor. This is something I mentioned in my previous video as well.
My heart's racing right now, Snunt. My heart's racing.
I'm not trying to defend Trickster or anything. I've already gone over my opinions on the drama between the two in my previous video. But why are you actually beefing with a kid like this? Isn't he like 16? And you're calling him weird? Last time I checked, your beef ended within weeks, if not a month ago. It really seems like you're trying to drama farm a kid who did something he shouldn't have. Does no one think this is weird? You're still beefing with a child! Alas, not going lengths to abuse his platform over things which dare to hurt his feelings is nothing new. For those who didn't watch my 2 videos on Snunt, I'll give a quick TLDR to get everyone up to speed, but if you'd like it in more detail, I'd highly recommend you watch the recent one. On the 24th of August, Snunt made a post claiming he wanted a cult fanbase, which rubbed most of his viewers the wrong way, me included, since his content seemed very anti-cult, you know, especially considering he made a video claiming a girl almost ceased living over it. With this in mind, I think Snunt's the last person to make a post regarding something as delicate as cults. And that's not even mentioning how the spoilism cult was an old-time notoriety during this period. Kids were leaving their loved ones over this. Snunt later made the post trying to play it off as just a silly joke. Joke or not, knowing what content he makes, and even the timing of this was just gross and insensitive. Like he had just made the video talking about a girl who was so negatively affected by it, she almost lost her future. Thus, with this and the Trickster situation in mind, I left a simple comment stating, bro is schizzering out after losing a drama with a minor. The minor being a reference to Trickster. After this, Snunt made the claim he did research on me, he didn't, and admitted this in his I Hate Drama video. Snunt made the claim I stalked a creator known as Caitlin Coy, a woman above the age of 30 who has a long history of stalking, witch hunting, harassing, trauma dumping on children, and more. Don't even get me started on how she has exposed mature content to kids on numerous occasions, to the point other big creators in the Splatoon community were coming to me to talk about it. Like, I quite literally made a video on how she stalked me since I was 15. This woman has been an issue in the Splatoon community for ages. Caitlin Coy ended up working with a notorious doxer in the Splatoon community, planned on doxing and taking my life. This is the woman Snunt went on to defend, or to get back to me for leaving a comment which hurt his feelings. Snunt went on to claim I stalked her in front of his audience of almost 200,000 people. This is untrue, and when I made my first video debunking what he said, he went on to not only intentionally cut out context from my video, but also claim in his video I didn't care about what Caitlin Coy did.
He then uses this video to expose Caitlin Coy. You don't actually care about what she did.
Okay, this is just an editing note because this genuinely pissed me off. Yes, I do care because she literally stalked me since I was 15! You accused me of stalking the person who stalked me since I was 15! Even his own viewers in the comments were calling him out on this, to which Snunt would delete a few. Like, I'm not joking, some of the comments I took screenshots of, you can't find them anymore. But Snunt will turn around and claim other people are hiding him from comment sections. I've seen overly religious parents less hypocritical than this guy. It's insane. Despite that, I made it a point to talk to Snunt privately regarding this twice, as he was actively spreading misinfo regarding me and a groomer, to which he refused to on both occasions. How are you telling one of her many victims they don't care about what she did? I have multiple videos on what she did to me and several other minors, and yet Snunt had the audacity to paint me as someone who didn't care. If this doesn't prove Snunt doesn't care about victims, this next segment definitely will. I'll keep this one brief, as Gwamgo made a significantly better video which goes into detail regarding how dire this situation is, including interviews with Snunt himself with respected creators such as Schlep and RubenSim. So I highly recommend you watch this after this one. Like, seriously, I'm begging you, please watch the video Gwamgo made, because it's not even internet drama anymore, it's bordering the line of criminal activity. However, in Gwamgo's video, the following was revealed. Snunt was paid by literal predators to advertise servers which endanger younger people in the Roblox community. Snunt went on to claim he was paid $500 to $600 to advertise a literal extortion group. Snunt possibly had access to illegal material of young females, all knowingly. Snunt also acknowledged he was wrong and thought taking accountability for literal crimes was enough to make things right.
Do you think your fans should know about that? Like, you took money from a ring?
I'll probably have to make a big video taking accountability.
Yo! That's not canceled! That's the law! That's the law! When you do a crime, you go to jail! You're not canceled! You're a criminal!
At this point, it's impossible to call this ignorance. This was a pattern of knowingly promoting servers connected to while building an online persona based on catching. And regardless of whatever excuse he gives or how much he says he's taking accountability, nothing changes the fact that Snunt accepted money to promote servers that targeted a decision that crosses into federal criminal territory.
And this isn't even the half of it. Snunt, someone who made content exposing predators in the past, not only abused his platform, but tricked his viewers into believing he cared about not only their well-being, but also that of victims as well. How much of a sick individual must you be to make videos claiming predators are scum of the earth just to go behind everyone's back and allow yourself to receive payment from them? Snunt intentionally and knowingly took the bribes from people he's well aware have no good intentions towards kids, and then had the audacity to act like he was deserving of taking the high ground. Knowing how he treated the situation regarding me, I'm not surprised about this in the slightest. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Snunt's videos typically get at the very least 50,000 views per video. Most get hundreds of thousands. Despite Snunt's claim that sometimes videos aren't even monetized, I can imagine a good amount of them are. From his monetized videos alone, he should be making significantly more than $500, $600 he received from the predators. In the interview, Snunt was talking about having a financial situation, but in my opinion, this just feels like an excuse. Not only was his channel doing increasingly well, but no matter what situation you're in, there is no justification for endangering children. I don't want to be insensitive, but $500? Really? This isn't even life-changing money. You really expose your audience to dangerous individuals for part-time job wages. But like I said, I will refrain from showing clips from Gwamgo's video, because this situation is just that bad, that revolting. You need to personally see it yourself. To really drive this point home, listen to what Schlep had to say to Snunt regarding this.
If you was in my position, what would you do right now?
If I was in your position, I mean, I'm gonna be real, I'd delete my channel. It's kind of ironic that you yourself are someone trying to advocate for and making people aware, but the reality is you're being paid by rings.
I cannot stress this enough. Everything I'm talking about, Snunt either heavily alluded to in the interview or just outright admitted it. If after watching the interview and you're still defending Snunt, you're defending a potential criminal. This one's going to leave out a few accusations because I don't know much about the situation for certainty, and from what I've heard about it, I don't think I really want to. Last, please take this segment with a heavy grain of salt. That said, I will not talk about the drama surrounding the cheating allegations because I quite frankly do not care. But I don't know, I just think doxing allegations might just be worse. I don't know, guys. It does not nearly compare to the other situations at hand. If the worst thing Snunt did was cheat on some woman, that just make him a jerk. No one's been nothing towards him as of recent. For those who are unaware, Sin was a previous friend of Snunt, who recently had a falling out with him. With the now innocent video called I Got Doxed by a Popular Roblox YouTuber. In it, Sin goes on to talk about a few things. But something which really caught my eye was how Snunt allegedly leaked Sin's full government name in a server with over 20,000 people. This was later substantiated by a video made by Calisity, another one of what I assume to be Snunt's ex-friends.
Now recently I asked Snunt why he did this in VC, and this was his response. Okay, and then what about the first time you leaked his name when he sent a picture of 9 Vicious?
That was funny.
See, I almost just punched you right.
In the now taken down response video made by Snunt, he went on to claim, well, you leaked another one of my friend's names, so who cares?
So if you aren't aware, I got doxxed and banned from Snunt's Discord server. It's a little friend group between me, Snunt, and Calisity, and we would hang out. But today, Snunt decided to dox me. Now what happened was Snunt pinged everybody in his server and leaked my full government name.
The irony in saying that I doxed you is so like malevolently insane, because I started this video out showing that you was really spamming Calicity's name multiple times during one of my live streams.
I'm not on any of these guys' sides. I think they're all deserving of critique in one way or another. I just think it's insane you're being accused of doxing, and instead of taking accountability, you deflect. No, you don't get it, Your Honor. They did the same thing. That means my actions must be justified. It's quite interesting how he pulls this, as when Trickster called out Snunt for making e-dating content, knowing full well his target audience are children, this was his response.
I look around and I see my peers do the exact same thing. Johnny, Jackie, Joey, Professor, Calisity, Nitro Nuke. Out of all these videos, there's only 3 e-girl videos.
What's this, you piece?
But getting back on track, it's funny Snunt deflected here, as Calisity, one of Snunt's assumed ex-friends, came to defend Sin, the person Snunt was attempting to villainize. Calisity said, I quote, Sin leaking my name is between me and him, and it was totally valid. You leaking Sin's name over a public image is not the same. Stop using my experience to cover your faults. This isn't okay, man. Apparently, Sin sent a public image of Snunt. Snunt's face is public, by the way. He has quite literally put it in thumbnails. Well, please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But apparently Sin posted a not so flattering picture of Snunt, and in retaliation, he decided to dox Sin's full government name. If true, this wouldn't be the first time Snunt has acted on impulse solely because someone dared to scathe his fragile ego. Imagine how bad of a person you must be that you attempted to use another situation to deflect on your own, and the person actually involved doesn't even side with you. Snunt responded to Calicity's comment saying, it's okay when Sin doxes me, but when you use his fake name, it's not okay. Calicity slapped back with, that is Sin's real name, and you know it too. We were all friends together for months, and you took it out on everyone around you by leaking private info over images of you as a public figure. Later, Calisity commented on Sin's video stating, all comments regarding to Sin leaking to me, I can disprove them all. Sin here did nothing wrong in this situation. Although walking the conundrum back a bit, Snunt, being the narcissistic guy he is, decided to abuse the platform yet again, as he not only made a post in the server claiming the apparent dox of Sin wasn't his real name, ironic he's telling someone else what their real name is, but sure, but also made a post and a comment under a now taken down video, essentially witch hunting Sin under the guise of asking why he did it. The comment said, I quote, "Ask him why he did it, link to his video here." You don't have to be an Einstein to understand this is usually taboo on YouTube. You don't link the video to something you're talking negatively about, typically to minimize the harassment. Because yes, there will always be those bad actors who will harass a creator no matter what you say. But it was clear Snunt was encouraging this behavior. Nonetheless, this obviously caused Sin to get played by Snunt's audience. And as the icing on the cake, not once does Snunt make it apparent he didn't want to send any hate Sin's way. He did this intentionally knowing he could weaponize his audience. Only hours later did Snunt edit his pinned comment from asking why he did it, actively encouraging the begading to his side of the story. This guy genuinely disgusts me. You aren't slick in the slightest. How dare you sick your viewers on one of your ex-friends and then edit the pinned comment as if you weren't just breaking YouTube's terms of service by inciting targeted harassment. The damage was already done. Ironically, in Snunt's response to me and several others, he went on to mock me for asking my audience not to harass anyone featured in my video, including Snunt, and now I can see why.
Like, no hate, and I'm a fan of Snunt.
Yeah, not anymore after your egotistical display. I say no hate in all my videos, something which appears to be barely present in this video here, where you're pitting creators which hurt your feelings on full blast. Believe it or not, but urging your viewers to not harass people you discuss isn't something to be ashamed of. Heck, it should be more normalized. Your "don't harass people" that was in this video in the description isn't going to cut it. Everyone knows people don't read those. It's giving, let me put this here so no one can criticize me for rich hunting other creators. Because wait, there's no way this guy's actually mocking me for saying don't harass anyone in this video. He's mocking me for saying I don't want people to get harassed? What's going on? Snunt will abuse his platform and influence whenever he sees fit. He doesn't care about victims, he doesn't care about what struggles people go through, and most definitely doesn't care about whatever preachy nonsense he spouts in his videos. He only cares about how he's perceived and if he can get away with his piss poor actions. Last editing note, as of the 29th of September, Snunt admitted to doxing Sin in his server news channel, which goes as follows. I want to personally apologize on my initial leak of Sin. He did send an image of my face, but the image itself wasn't that bad in hindsight, and I made a drastic overreaction afterwards. We both escalated the situation to a major degree in the end. Nobody gained anything from this drama. Notice how he downplays what he did and calls it my initial leak of Sin. No, Snunt, you dox someone because they posted a picture of your face. The same face you've shown in your video thumbnails, seen by hundreds of thousands of people. Who is actually accepting this apology? Yeah, I doxed one of my ex-friends because he posted a picture of my very much public face. This is unstable, unhinged behavior. Like, who doxes their own supposed friends because they dared to post a picture? You doxed his name in a server full of 20,000 people. You've unironically endangered your own friend because he did something which somehow managed to hurt your feelings. If this guy isn't a narcissist, I don't know what is. This behavior is psychotic and gross. On to the next editing note. Snunt made a post which goes as follows. At everyone, I made a video about exposing a Discord server that I received compensation for that has since been brought up in conversation with some serious allegations I had and have no knowledge of, and have never seen no evidence of any illegal content being shared there. The fact these allegations exist are all is concerning, and I take that seriously. I removed all the association of the server, cut ties with it completely, and I haven't interacted with these or similar servers since my videos, and I should be able to upload my response video on Saturday when the punishment from my strike ends. I apologize to my community for not being more transparent and not taking things more responsibly and carefully, and I regret the impact it may have on my audience. So let's dissect this. Another observation on the wording here. Receive compensation for. No! You were actively negotiating on receiving money from shady characters, knowingly.
After I got access to a leaked recording of Snunt's conversation with the people behind server A, it became very clear that this wasn't some misunderstanding. Snunt knew exactly what he was agreeing to. Right in the first 25 seconds of the recording, Snunt directly acknowledged how bad the server was.
I could do a segment, but it's kind of hard to do that because like what you guys do in your server, that would like, I don't know, that would just badly affect my reputation if I was like associated with like events. Like what price are you guys like offering for that?
I don't know, what was something like that you should go for if you're the ballpark at?
It depends on what type of video it is, because like you guys have to realize I do average like 100k views on any of my videos, like 100k guaranteed.
Compensation, something typically money awarded to someone in recognition of loss, suffering, or injury. Why is Snunt acting like money he was gladly discussing was some sort of pity currency instead of a business transaction? The way Snunt words things is intentionally deceptive, and I can imagine he'll do the same thing in his response. Secondly, he says, I have had no knowledge of, and I've never seen no evidence of any illegal content being shared there. I don't think I even need to speak on how idiotic this sentence is. This clip decimates any point he could possibly make.
Which video was that in particular?
Why this e-girl in front of 2,000 people on Discord?
How much did they pay you for that?
I think it was 600 or 500.
So in that clip, that was the first recorded admission of Snunt confirming that he took a $500 to $600 payment to promote a server that was heavily involved in activity.
The last sentence just pisses me off. I apologize to my community for not being more transparent. I regret the impact it might have had on my audience. You sold out your viewers' safety, a lot of which you are well aware are minors, for money you could get at a part-time job. Attempting to paint this as irresponsible is the grossest understatement of the century. Like, I mean this unironically. Get a job. When I called out Snunt in his server, luckily he didn't recognize me, or we'd all know how that goes. Snunt responded to my message and tried to paint himself as a victim yet again, claiming he couldn't articulate himself properly because, oh, Schlep and RubenSim are just so much bigger creators, and Schlep won't even let me see the recording. Oh, I'm being harassed, by the way. Snunt is the last person to talk about receiving harassment and getting doxxed. When he made a community post practically begging for it, doxed his ex-friend over a literal picture, proceeded to then send his audience to arrest said ex-friend, defending a groomer, and only says don't send hate to people whenever it's convenient for him. You're in no position whatsoever to play the victim card, so don't act like it. To everyone who made it to the end of the video, I just ask you, please like, comment, share this video, literally anything to help spread awareness on the action of Snunt, because this isn't behavior he should be allowed to get away with. What he's been doing is potentially breaking the law. It's beyond evidence Snunt has more than just skeletons in his closet, and I'm glad I was able to pick it up as early as I did. A big thanks to channel members who help make videos like these possible. Thanks for watching.